So I'll tell you a funny one, and then I'll tell you one that was so beautiful it almost made me cry. So the funny one was I had this lady who was very stressed. She was in an ice bath and she kept like she was having trouble controlling her breath and she kept saying like how much longer, how much longer? And I don't tell people, and then she got really angry, rightfully so because she was losing control. And so I saw her about a month later and she said, I know why you told me to do that because last week I went to go get a Brazilian wax and I caught myself trying to ask her like how much longer, and then I thought of you and I said it's going to be over when it's over.
That's so funny. Ice baths and a Brazilian wax.
And then
Similar.
yeah. So now when she goes for her Brazilian or her cold shower, she knows that it's going to be done when it's going to be done. Sometimes we can't control, real world emergencies, and this is going to help us learn how to manage our moods and our conduct when we would prefer not to have a situation. It's going to give us tools so that we can stay in this moment and know that there is going to be an end point at some point. And how can we conduct ourselves in a loving way while this goes on? And let's try to not resist it as much so that we can enjoy maybe some aspect of it, because of course there's benefits to all the outcomes that we choose. The other one that really stuck in my mind, which was I didn't expect this at all. This lady came up to me after the workshop and she said, a year ago, I was in the hospital with an eating disorder, and today I'm standing in front of people wearing a bathing suit, and I just wanted to say thank you. And I just thought, this is the things that happen to people when they give themselves the opportunity or just give themselves a chance just to see what's about this whole thing. And you never know how someone's going to take it and run with that. After retreats, sometimes people quit their jobs, they leave dysfunctional relationships. We tell people never do anything significant within 7 days of a weekend or a week long retreat, because
That's amazing.
you'll come back different.
Yeah, you really, really will. How do you coach somebody through that first when they're, like you said, it starts with before you even get in, you're looking at it and you're going, absolutely not. Like how do these retreats go when you're coaching somebody for the first time?
Yeah, I usually try to find out if they have experience, and then their face will tell me what to say. People will tell you. People will tell you, their body language will tell you, their face will tell you. Sometimes they'll say something. They don't look excited. They don't look happy. They look very, very not okay. And so we usually have a dialogue to try and find out like what exactly is bothering you about what are you thinking? What does this mean to you? Like, do you think you can't do it? Do you think it's too cold? Do you have, a limitation? Are you wearing a bathing suit? You don't feel comfortable. Like what is it? Because you just ate food, you just broke up with somebody, you didn't sleep last night, you have a hangover. There's all those things come into play. And so when we find out what's really bothering someone, we can take a look at that. We can minimize the power of that thing that's bothering that person, and then we can help them understand that all they need to do is just have fun and be curious through this moment. They don't have to force themselves into a 2-minute thing. We don't have to be heroes. It doesn't have to look a certain way. Have you noticed when people get really bothered with their life, they have a picture of how their life is supposed to be, and then they
Hmm.
just do everything to try and make it match that like imaginary picture in their head?
Yeah, that's so
Right.
true.
So when we let go of what it's supposed to look like, we can actually just have fun, because it actually really is exciting. It's exciting because you're really awake. You're not thinking about your problems in the ice water. It's a real great equalizer. There's no bank account issues, there's no kid issues, there's no work job issues. It's just you, your breath, and the water. And that's kind of wild. And your world gets like really small at that moment. And when you can breathe through that, you can actually see what the cold wants to show you, because the cold will actually show you exactly who you are in a stressful moment. And so we have an opportunity to bring some love and some self. Like, can we just be human? Can we just experience what it feels like to be really afraid, and then breathe through that very short moment and then go, wow, like every time, like why did I get so stressed? Why did that
Yeah.
thing bother me? There's so many people that my goal is when they hit, their last week of life, they're not reviewing and thinking about all the dumb things that they worried about that actually never happened. That's really what I would love to see happen. And the cold can help us practice letting go of these things that actually don't, really, really matter.
I can't tell you how my life has changed from the years of me doing this. Exactly like you said, that I would always I'd get in water or I'd avoid water, I avoid cold because here and now that moment of calm comes quite quickly for me, which I'm pretty proud of myself at because I've really learned and my body's learned. But it goes into so many different aspects of life as well. I mean, I feel like I'm more resilient to stress. I can handle when there is a child, like a child gets stung by a bee or falls off of something, they might have a broken arm. How am I reacting to that stress? How am I reacting to this conversation with a spouse? How am I reacting to this stressor at work? It really flows into that when you start to control your body's response to a major stress. And I love that you said it should actually be permission to play. Be curious about what you're doing when you're getting into the water, not being so regimented in it has to be 50 degrees and it has to be for 3 minutes. But what am I looking at? How am I feeling? Now I'm in it. What do I see? To get in touch with you. And if you feel like, you know what, I need to get out now, get out now. That's okay.
There's only a really small part of your brain that understands time.
Yeah.
Like, it's right here. And
Huh.
so when we place such a massive importance on time, your skin doesn't care about time. Your skin isn't counting. Your muscles aren't counting. They don't know what 2 minutes means. They know on and off. They know work and not work. They know awake and rest. They know all those things. And so when we keep focusing and hyper focusing on this 2 minute thing or 11 minute a week thing, we're actually taking the fun out of it and making it another have to instead of a get to. And I think
Yeah.
the
It's a get to. I
it's a
love that.
get
It's a
to,
get
and
to.
when people get together and watch someone who's really not sure if they could do it, and then everyone's there supporting them, but they decide to do it, the look on their face when they get out is, "You can't buy that. You can't buy that experience. You have to go through it," and they can action that later. They can action I had someone who just put their arms in, just their arms. This was really a long time ago, and there was no science for this, but it was observational, anecdotal, and it really stuck in my mind for years. And we're still trying to figure out if there's a systemic effect of partial immersion. But she put her arms in, and she was on anti-anxiety medication. And then a week later, she's like, "Marie, I felt so good after I ran errands and I got my hair cut, and I never would have been able to. It was so hard before." And just thought that's really strange. Like, what's going on inside the body with partial immersion that I don't even think should be happening, which is why I'm telling people, play around with it, see what works for you. If you just want to splash your face with cold water and that's you for the rest of your life, like, amazing. Just do that. Whatever you think works for your physiology, whatever you think you can manage. Some people don't even have baths. So I found some stuff online where, like, these two straps and this kind of silicone thing where you can put like ice underneath and then the shower comes and it's like turning your block of ice into cold water. And that's like really brutal, but it's another alternative, and you can make it whatever you want to make it as long as you feel like you're challenging yourself in a healthy, loving way without force and without these like crazy adult rules, keeping in mind with, health parameters. Then, you're good, because we need to play more. We need to get out, and if we have snow, make snow angels, like, call someone.
Yeah.
During the
Yeah.
lockdown, I was so, because Ontario was one of the most locked down, places all over anywhere, which is horrible just for isolation. My response, because I was so frustrated, I started writing love letters and I just started giving them to random strangers as a coping mechanism, because I didn't want to be, it was one of the only things that kept me sane at the times. And I think we're still having burn off from all that, stuff that happened. And I think we need to be a little bit more gentle with ourselves.